over 50 years. In my early 20s, when I learned about Juneteenth, I grew up in Joplin. A lot of you all may have heard of Joplin. It's the first freedman's town in the city of Dallas. I love history. I love to read. I've always been a reader. So I've been reading and learning and experiencing the information about Juneteenth. Thank you, Mr. Singleton. All that I know, I still learned something from you tonight. So thank you for that. If you tell me something from the Bible, I'm going with you 100%. In Deuteronomy 4:9, it says, only take heed to thyself and keep thy soul diligently, lest thou forget the things which thine eyes have seen, and lest thou depart from thy heart all the days of thy life. But teach them to your sons and to your daughters. When you learn something, teach it. Don't just keep it to yourself. So that's what I've been doing when I was in corporate America. Juneteenth came around, we celebrated Juneteenth because I made sure, as y'all, most of y'all know, I love to eat and I love to share. So we always had a spread Juneteenth. But not just, I love Cinco de Mayo. I had Hispanics working with me, wouldn't even celebrate that. I was celebrating Cinco de Mayo on my job. When you learn something, share something. Some of you may know Oprah Lee, the grandmother of Juneteenth. When she was marching around the city, going from state to state, getting people to sign petition so that we could make Juneteenth a holiday, I marched with her. This was taken in 2016. Right here is the military order that, I'll read the specifics on it, that was sent to Galveston for it to be known that we were free. This was showcased at the State Fair of Texas a few years ago, the official documentation. Because I love that, I went down there and took a picture of the original documentation for Juneteenth. You asked the question, why do we celebrate it and why Texas? We always the last at everything. But the point is we celebrate it. What other state do we know celebrated slavery was ended? What other state do you know? No other state celebrate any date that slaves were free. As time goes on, people started moving from state to state. So when we as Texans moved to another state, we carried on that celebration. When people from other states moved to Texas, they started celebrating it. Texas is a huge state. I'm Texan all the way. I love it, but I also get upset with it. But I tell myself, I get upset with some stuff I do. But I'm not going to leave me. Texas do a whole bunch of stuff. Mesquite do a whole bunch of stuff that I don't love, that I get upset with. But you know what I say? That's not going to disturb my peace. That's not going to disturb my peace. Let them folks do what they're going to do, and I'm going to do what I'm going to do. But the thing is, are we telling our children, our friends, and our neighbors? And then there's some people of other races, nationalities, they are ashamed of their history. We to me, as the African American, black, whatever we want to be, because we change it every time we turn around. We got a new name for ourselves. We are proud, so we celebrate. Don't let nobody make you be ashamed to celebrate. Celebrate. And I think now is the perfect time that we should really be proud. Ask them, why aren't you celebrating your history? Why aren't you celebrating yours? So we have something to celebrate. Last year, 2024, Opally, the grandmother of Texas, marched at the State Fair June 12th, June the 19th. I marched with her. So this is not just something I just talk about on Juneteenth. I'm black every day. Every day. Every day. And I'm proud of it. When James Brown used to say, I'm black and I'm proud. Well, I didn't stop being black and proud when James Brown died. Okay? And I wanted to share our flag. I don't know why this flag keeps falling. I love flags. I'm a flag person. I have several different. If you have a flag, I'll buy your flag. So I'm just gonna lay it right here, okay? Now this is the Juneteenth flag. Black History had a flag. We like to be different. You know, we all over the place. But I wanted to share the official colors of our flag. It's red, white, and blue, the same as the U.S. flag. We're not trying to separate ourselves from the United States. We're not trying to do that. Our flag is red, white, and blue. It's taken directly from the U.S. flag to acknowledge that the formerly enslaved and the descendants are American citizens. The arc represents the new horizon, symbolizing fresh opportunities and a promising future for Black Americans. The star nods to Texas, the Lone Star State, where Juneteenth was first celebrated. It also represents the freedom of all Black Americans in all 50 states when people started from Texas to other states and people from other states started moving to Texas. The celebration became popular. Matter of fact, Detroit, my family did a Detroit, they doing a celebration on June, and it's all over Facebook because our family from Detroit. So a lot of other states are starting to celebrate Juneteenth. I thought about you when I saw it. Okay, the bursting outline represents the beginning for all. Opally wrote this book, the grandmother of Juneteenth. Feel free, because you know a lot of books are being discontinued. That's the word. Okay? But I wanted to read some of the back here just a little bit. Why I made the and see, I didn't even know this. This is my favorite drink, strawberry lemonade. My favorite drink. It's the official Juneteenth drink, and I've been drinking it forever. But see, that's when you read to learn something. She said, Juneteenth is the red punch strawberry lemonade. Now I'm gonna go over here real quickly with the Juneteenth timeline. Mr. Singleton did a very great job on that, but I just want to go over a few things. 1619, 20 captured Africans arrived in Jamestown, Virginia. They are the first Africans sold into slavery in the British North American colonies. July 4th, we all celebrate July 4th. I celebrate July 4th. I celebrate May 5th. I celebrate June 19th. And I'm going to celebrate Thanksgiving. I'm going to celebrate Christmas. If you say celebration, I'm there. I love to celebrate. I like to see people happy. I like to be happy, and I want to see people happy. Okay, July 4th, we know about that. September 22 in 1862, during the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln announces the Emancipation Proclamation. It sets January 1st, 1863 as the day of freedom for over 3 million people living as slaves. His document establishes that the Civil War is a fight against slavery. January 1, 1863, President Abraham Lincoln officially signs the Emancipation Proclamation. April the 9th, 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrenders to Union General Ulysses S. Grant. June 19th, 1865, that's why it's on our flag, so you won't forget. That's why it's on my shirt, so I won't forget. General Lee surrenders. June 19th, over 2 years after Lincoln signed of the Emancipation Proclamation, General Gordon Granger reads General Orders Number 3 in Galveston and ends slavery in Texas. This day is called Juneteenth. I don't know why don't say June 19th, but they say Juneteenth. On the news the other day, and somewhere I was at the store the other day, today, they said we will be closed Juneteenth. I don't know why, but it's June 19th, Juneteenth. June 1968, during the Poor People's Campaign in Washington, D.C., civil rights leader Ralph Abernathy encourages Black Americans to rededicate themselves to celebrating Juneteenth as they pursue economic and civil rights following the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King. January 1st, 1980, Juneteenth becomes an official state holiday. Even though it was just becoming official then, lots of people were already celebrating it because I was one of them before 1980. In 2020, by this time, 47 American states celebrate Juneteenth as a state holiday. June 15th, 2021, the U.S. Senate and Congress vote to make Juneteenth a national holiday, commemorating, I can't say the word, the end of American slavery. President Joe Biden signed the legislation into law with the grandmother, Oprah Lee, standing at his side. That's what I want to share. Share it with your people. People that get upset with you and want to know why you celebrate, ask them what's their history, what they celebrate. Get to know your people. Don't get mad at me because I'm happy about my people. Thank you.